Right. So getting back to the US, apparently the FCC has announced a notice of proposed rule making that would require companies to keep and to create and keep updated the plan to secure BGP, the Border Gateway Protocol, from attacks. Apparently, the protocol, as we know, is vulnerable to being hijacked, and we saw that in 2008 when Pakistan took over all of the YouTube traffic in an attempt to filter it in their country. Sorry, I'm just so laughing at that. So the proposal will require companies to file quarterly reports about their efforts to use certificate-based measures to keep the route secure and prevent takeover. Tom, is this kind of a realistic thing looking at how the protocol works?
Yeah, I think it is at least a start, a step in the right direction. For those of you who've listened to the rundown who may not know what BGP is, first of all, it is Border Gateway Protocol, not Bridging Gap Protocol. That was misread on the news last year, and God knows we had a lot of fun with that. Because, yeah, don't just make up acronyms, kids. But the way that BGP works is that you connect to a neighbor, and the neighbor gives you routes that says, okay, this is how I have reachability information for the whole internet. And it is that. It is a list of paths to get to certain place on the internet. The problem is that it's like when you have that one friend who's directionally challenged and they claim that they can find their way anywhere, and you haven't been burned by this person enough, so you trust them. So it's like, oh yeah, I know how to get there. I'll take a shortcut. And everyone goes, I don't think this is a good idea. And sure enough, it's not. And that's basically what happens. But the problem is that BGP, for lack of a better term, is a moron and it never learns. So what happens is that it will trust any information that you send it. And we've seen these little blackouts all the time. There's a website, Renesas runs it, where you can see when BGP traffic is hijacked and how long it's been hijacked for. You can see like one of the easy ways to like take a country offline is to just withdraw its BGP routes from the global internet, which is actually what happened in Egypt during Arab Spring. They basically just took Egypt offline. That's something you can do. But the Pakistan story is fun because the Pakistani government was trying to figure out how to filter YouTube in their country, and they figured the best way to do it was to force all YouTube traffic through Pakistan for I think it was 30 minutes. And they realized what a horrible mistake that was because it melted their internet infrastructure. But what this is doing is this is using certificate-based authentication to verify that the partner router that you're connecting to has the authority to give you those routes. And like I said, very big step in the right direction. More importantly, this is a mandate from the US federal government because there is a Department of Homeland Security authorization that says that they have to do this because this is like part of the cybersecurity thing. Look, I'm just saying if the US ever decides to go to war with a major power again, one of the Sino or Soviet persuasion, perhaps, one of the first things they're going to do is try to take out our internet infrastructure. And this is actually a really easy way to do it. You can jam up BGP pretty quickly, and it could take hours to sort out. And unless we're a bunch of idiots, we hopefully have a plan to fix that or at least prevent it from happening. The other thing is that just so everybody knows how the FCC works, this is a notice for proposed rulemaking. This is if you don't do this, I will make a rule. And there's a comment period, and then it needs to be voted on, and it needs to be put into action. This could be months in advance. But like I said, step in the right direction. We're getting there. I applaud the FCC for making these changes. And honestly, having Jessica Rosenworcel in charge of the FCC for the last few months has been a breath of fresh air because they're actually doing things that need to be done and not drinking out of comically oversized coffee cups. Not that I'm throwing shade.